Я вот Сет Мария, и
Hi everyone, my name is Maria,
суетологом, потому что и свою профессиональную деятельность я веду именно в метавселенных.
I am in the position to call myself metaverse cytologist. I spent most of my life in metaverses, and now we're going to discuss what a metaverse is about and why I do spend so much time in metaverses. Because I'm discussing metaverses, I suggest that you should test them, so don't hesitate to enter them using your devices and then ask questions.
Если вы не знаете, что такое метавселенная, я могу...
If you are not aware of what a metaverse is, well, I can write something to you, I can give you tips. For example, it wasn't my initial intention to enter a metaverse. And it's very likely that each and every of you has visited a metaverse at least once.
Я вспомнила кое-что. Roblox. Да.
Roblox. Wow.
Decentraland, а тут все-таки серьезные люди сидят.
Oh, I see. We have serious people in this audience.
Так, все, люди перестали писать. Ну ладно.
Done, you've stopped writing anything. Okay. But you're right. Oh, Joy City. Sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's not that popular. I expect you'll tell me more about it later. Spatial.
Давайте, кто еще пишет, не пишет?
Who else?
Все написали, верно?
Done.
Отлично.
We've covered everything. So, what is a metaverse? Well, this term was introduced by Neil Stevenson in his romance Deadly Avalanche. He described a metaverse as a virtual world that can be accessed from a mobile device or other devices such as an ATM or a laptop. We have currency in this metaverse that we can exchange, we can come up with our spaces, we can communicate with our peers, our friends, we can go to bars.
Все игры, которые переходят в метавселенные, называются
метавселенными. All the games that reside on metaverses proceed from the definition given by Neil Stevenson. It's a combination of the two worlds, the real world and the virtual world. I'm really surprised that none of you has mentioned Meta, Zuckerberg's metaverse, because he was the first one to come up with that. It's in 2003 that Linden Lab created the first virtual world with virtual currency, virtual economy. You were able to buy assets there. If I enter the website right now, you will see Stanford University, for example, built their library there. It is in those days that universities were holding their bars in virtual reality world. Sensor. This one was closed. Well, in 2017, it was that Lean Lab launched their sensor, where people could earn money, exchange money, place their artifacts there. Sensor was really popular. This space was used for various shows, events, and so forth. Now you know that Mr. Zuckerberg is not an iconic person in terms of metaverse history. In fact, the metaverses can be categorized There are platform-based ones and cross-platform-based ones.
Сфера оборудования. Вот. А если вы хотите зайти, там, не знаю, у вас MacBook или телефончик,
if you are using a MacBook, for example, or a notebook, laptop, you will not be able to enter platform-dependent metaverses. Currently, those companies are reaching understanding that there are plenty of users out there, and they have engaged in developing metaverses for a cross-platform domain for the user to be able to use their laptops or cellular phones. They have come up with the VR mode for the users to be able to enter those spaces with their devices. Usually, metaverses are decentralized. Usually, they are associated with blockchain. And here you can see Decentraland, which is the most popular one, is designed for pretty adult guys. The lands that exist there can be bought with cryptocurrencies, which will be traceable in blockchain. For instance, if you want to organize an event and you want to let people in with their tickets, with this feature, you will be able to do that. And no strangers will be able to enter your metaverse. Another one, which is Roblox, another popular one, with 1.5 billion active users. This is the total headcount. 500 million are active users. One of the disadvantages is that it's mostly used by children. So if you want to promote something there, don't forget to do your targeting properly. Now, industrial solutions such as Sense Tower, it is Russia's first metaverse, and it's a cool one. They are present here. After my presentation, you can use their link to enter their metaverse and make friends with them. It's mostly used for business meetings, training courses, workshops, and so forth. The most recent lab has been used for stand-up shows, movies, so it's not a purely business-oriented one. You can find here all the various avatars. You can buy vehicles and run them. You can organize meetings, classes. It's a universal metaverse. Let's summarize. In fact, the metaverses are in control of tons of money. People are investing in virtual lands, digital arts, digital artifacts. We're coming to know that there are already consumers there, and 59% are ready to transfer their daily lives to metaverses. For things such as making purchases. People can buy clothes in the metaverse, for example. You can choose what you want and pay for it with your cryptocurrency. 57% of metaverses are ready to get integrated, because many people find them really practical. Proceeding from all those facts, namely that there are plenty of money there, as well as quite few people. Proceeding from this, could you answer my questions? What brands did you first find in metaverses? Oh, great. Be-Free is a Russian brand. They're really good guys. They're huge proponents of Web 3.0. They launched their collection there, their merchandise. They have already organized events in metaverses. And some time ago, they launched their clothes lineup. Prada, Nike, Gucci, Tinkoff. Some of you may have attended Tinkoff's workshop there, and it was a really interesting one.
Это не просто вы там зашли, что-то посмотрели.
Not Roblox. It's not just about entering and looking at something. You can actually play there. You can play soccer or basketball. You can find Nike's lineup there. Well, with Gucci, you can buy toys. You can win a virtual purse or bag.
Довольно дорогая. Вот, и самое интересное,
like in real life, it's pretty pricey there. However, you can consider it as one of the investment opportunities available to you.
Почему эти бренды вообще зашли в детскую такую метавселенную?
Are these brands in this children's metaverse is because each child can spend about 40 minutes of their life at Gucci metaverse, find something designed for kids there, and ask the parents to buy it for them.
Правительство заходит активно в метавселенную. То есть, например, здесь либерально-демократическая партия Японии
use metaverses quite a lot. For example, the Democratic Party of Japan held their meeting in the metaverse, as well as the EU. You can do whatever you want there, actually. Well, of course, they are not big-time things, but it's still something. Even Central Land is heavily used by Legal Land, for example, or Heineken beer. Like attorney website with age control, you enter a metaverse, you acknowledge that you are 18 plus, and you're let in. Taste a beer. Well, of course, it will be a virtual beer, but you can experience real alcohol intoxication. Your pixels may fall apart, for example. NVIDIA came up with their version of the metaverse. You could have seen their videos with influencers saying, within 1 minute, you're expected to carry out as many products, pieces of equipment, and take it to the cash register as possible. The more you take away, the more bonus points you'll get. Well, and it can be a child, for example, with those bonus points to approach the parents to buy something for them. Or, for example, held their meetings, main trust. Russia's Liberal Democratic Party also held their reunion in one of the metaverses.
Бессмертный полк также проходил в Майнкрафте.
The Besmertny Polk, Immortal Regiment event was also held in Minecraft. The audience of this game is really huge now. The average age is 24 there. There is no more space for younger kids now. Therefore, holding events in Minecraft is a good decision. Because this environment is well familiar to the majority of users. Well, at this I'm done. That's me, my Telegram link. This is our board consortium community I'm part of. Don't hesitate to subscribe to both. And now feel free to ask your questions. Don't be shy. If you're shy, don't hesitate to write me in Telegram. Well, in fact, Minecraft is not a metaverse. It doesn't have any smart contracts or validation. Yes, that's true.
В чем же сейчас происходит спор? То есть
So,
большинство людей
what
считает,
the
что
debate is
метавселенная
about?
— это
Most
что-то
people
100%
believe that
блокчейн. Но на
a
самом деле просто
metaverse is
метавселенные появились
something that's
примерно в то же самое время, когда и
100%
начал зарождаться блокчейн. Поэтому эти две
blockchain-based.
технологии, они
But
идут вместе,
metaverses
их
came
стараются
to this
сочетать.
world
Точно
at
так
the
же, как
same
сейчас
time as
появилась
blockchain,
нейросеть, и ее
and they
активно
are
пытаются
on par, like with
внедрять
a
в
neural
метавселенную.
network.
Поэтому я не удивлюсь,
And is
если
being
через год
introduced to the
Roblox
metaverse
уже
domain, and
внедряется
I'm not
искусственный
going to be
интеллект.
surprised if
Вспомнилось
in 1
Space,
year the
добавили
situation will
NPC с
change.
искусственным интеллектом. Поэтому я не
The same
удивлюсь,
applies
что какой-то
for
искусственный интеллект будет обязательным
AI,
критерием. Поэтому Майнкрафт,
and
он
we
все-таки
expect it
метавселенная,
to
потому
become
что
a must.
мы можем создавать
Therefore,
что-то
we're in a
свое, свои
position to call
пространства.
Minecraft a metaverse.
Там
You
есть
can put in
мультиплеер,
place your own
мы
spaces
можем
there.
ввести
They
свою
also
валюту. То
support
есть,
a
это все
multiplayer. You
программируется на
can
самом
come
деле.
with your own cyber currency. It's programmable, in fact.
Там тоже можно к этому отнести, ну так,
Да, на
отдаленно.
самом деле Fortnite
Yes,
это прям
it can
трушная
also be
метавселенная. И
attributed to.
они
Yes, it's a true metaverse,
очень активно развиваются именно в плане
and they have
метавселенной.
been
Они продолжают
developing
развивать свои игры,
in the metaverse
но,
direction
например,
quite
концерты.
intensively.
Также недавно они добавили
With their content,
инструменты
for instance,
разработчиков,
some time
чтобы
ago,
программисты
they
создавали не
added
только
their
игры, но еще,
dev
например,
tools
те же
for
самые бренды.
developers
То
not
есть почему
only
нет,
to
почему бы не
create
устроить это в Fortnite?
games,
Потому
but
что в Fortnite
also
также много
to
игроков,
promote
довольно
brands,
молодая
like
аудитория,
for
почему бы не
Nike, for
устраивать это все
example.
там?
Well, which is about a huge number of gamers. So why should they refrain from that?
Приветствую. Вот можно ли
Hi.
относить к метавселенным MMORPG игры, вот которые
Can we call MMORPG games
какие-то
a
особенности
metaverse,
есть именно в метавселенной, что делают
which
в метавселенной?
technology
А вот,
came not
например,
so long ago?
какую?
Там Lineage, там World of Warcraft, вот самые.
Lineage, for example,
Ну,
or
PUBG.
Warcraft, or
Ну, это,
stuff like
наверное,
that.
не то, да.
Вот это, скорее всего, прям вот классические игры. То есть
To my mind, these are classical games.
они развиваются только именно в ключе
They
игр.
are
То есть, если,
only
например, говорю о
developing
Fortnite, они активно продвигают
in the
еще вот
gaming
историю там
context.
с маркетингом, с всякими
We shouldn't
концертами,
forget about
с,
marketing
не знаю,
and
выступлениями, всем что
contests,
угодно. Вот. Какой-нибудь World of Warcraft,
performances,
я ничего
shows,
не
and so
слышала.
forth. As to World Warcraft, I've never heard about that.
В Warcraft'е
In Warcraft, you mean?
вот они дают разработчикам возможность что-то такое
Do
запрограммировать?
they
Вообще, как это
allow
будет выглядеть?
developers to introduce any code?
Ну, на самом деле, да, можно притянуть за уши,
Well, in
что это
fact, yes.
метавселенная, если они там сделают
We
какой-то плюс-минус
can actually
реалистичный
call it
вид.
a
И
metaverse
что очень важно для
if they come up
метавселенных,
with a
что
realistic
вот
view,
есть
more or less
какое-то
realistic.
личное ощущение, что действительно,
What else is
если я, там,
important?
не знаю, сейчас
It's
сломаю
all
этот стул,
about
он будет
personal
сломан, и вы будете это
experience.
видеть.
For example,
Вот.
if I break this
В общем,
chair
в
right now,
метавселенной
you'll
должна
be
быть
able
какая-то
to
такая
see
вот
it.
реалистичность. Вот.
A
Если Warcraft
metaverse
сделать
is
такую подобную
expected to be
реалистичность, и проводить
realistic,
активно такие
real
общественные мероприятия, то вполне можно
feel and
считать
touch.
метавселенной.
If your events, the events you're holding in such a space, have such a touch and feel, you can call it metaverse. Most recently, the question of neural networks has been in discussion. Is it possible to gather, for example, 500,000
Ну, действительно,
children
например, у
in a
того же самого
metaverse
чата GPT
to
у него
impose
определенные
influence on them?
ограничения. Вот,
If you take
поэтому,
ChatGPT,
ну, вот не
you
мы у
will
него
see
спросить не можем.
some
Соответственно, если будет такая
limitations
нейросеть,
there. For
которая
instance,
с определенной
you are
цензурой,
in
то
no
вполне мы можем
position
ее
to ask
внедрять,
questions
например, в
that are
какого-нибудь
non-legit.
виртуального ассистента и с ним общаться. Вот.
Well, there may be the
Потому что
metaverse
существуют
with
же
a virtual
всякие,
assistant to communicate with.
например, Алиса, она никогда не будет ругаться.
For
Вот.
example, Alisa
Поэтому почему бы вот такую виртуальную
would
Алису
never
не добавить в
curse.
Roblox?
This is an example.
Не беря нейросети, вот просто про метавселенные, вот как
Let's forget about neural networks.
с точки зрения этического применения. Вот,
Is there any discussion underway
как-то пока нет.
about the ethical aspect. Yes, those ethical questions are hugely discussed. What kind of questions are they? For example, robots being designed for children is heavily monitored and facilitated. For instance, it will not be possible to post any adult pics there and so forth. You will not be able to curse. However, if it's an adult metaverse, feel free to do whatever you want. It may be more interesting to address the following question. The government, they want to enter a metaverse. The question is, to what extent they can regulate it? Since we're talking about decentralized world, why should we let the government in to be in control of it, to tax it, for example? All those huge question marks. However, at this early development stage, after pretty exciting period, you're unlikely to see any questions like these there. Well, that's it. Are there any more questions?
Вот. Ну ладно, в общем, если вы хотите еще что-то услышать по поводу метавселенных,
later, if you want to get more information about metaverses, you'll find me in the chat. If you're interested in organizing events or shows in the metaverse, don't hesitate to turn to me as well.
Ну, на самом деле, на данный момент как бы, ну, никак.
Well, in fact, at this point,
например, что мета, мы в нее не можем зайти. Просто банально, потому что у нас есть банк Facebook, и в мета мы зайдем только с VPN.
Because Facebook is blocked, and we can only do it with a VPN. However, if we already have coins with Decentraland, and we're banished from it, the coins will not be deprived. We will not be deprived from our coins. For example, today Russian users cannot buy any NFT currencies, but this is still possible with the use of a VPN. Well, there are restrictions like these. However, nothing is impossible. Hi once again. Since there is now regulation,
им можно, скажем так, более свободно управлять, что может приводить к некоторым конфликтам между людьми и государством, правильно?
There is more freedom in personal control over metaverses, which can translate into conflicts between the individuals and the government. You're right. If you bought something, if you own land in the metaverse, for example, you are a shareholder with DAO, and if the other members decide to close it, to block it, it will be done based on voting. So what we're witnessing is actually the advent of a new social system. Yes, that's right.
Они самостоятельно на собственной инициативе кто-то открывает это, то есть какая-то команда делает, либо это...
Is it done on someone's initiative or central? I understand your question. Good question, by the way. It's like this. We are an agency. The request comes from a client. We want to organize an event. Our target audience is so-and-so. This is our marketing plan. If your target audience comprises users of any devices like Android or iOS, we select a metaverse for you, what or who we will need is a developer, a designer to come up with a space for your event. A developer will be using JavaScript to come up with scripts for beer drinking or jam selling, and so forth. Well, this is exactly the way it happens. There are usually men in the middle, intermediaries to organize all this. If you need a metaverse with land, you will first have to either buy it or rent it. If it's a short-term or a long-term, if it is a long-term event, a month long, for example, is better for you to rent it.
Кто-то владеет в том же Централенде всей землей, которая не используется.
If there is land in Central Land, for example, which is not used, does it belong to someone? Who does it belong to? Does it belong to the community or who is the owner? Some time ago, Central Land added a tab allowing you to offer your land for rent, to rent it out. Any more questions? We still have time for just a couple of questions. Do you have any sales stats? Do you have any conversion rate data for specific brands? And how the leads are implemented? How clients are attracted, and how the sales look like? What the sales look like? Good question. Do you have any percentages or absolute figures? I'm in no position to give you any specific figures right now. Usually it's done for marketing purposes. At this point, it's not that often that brands sell anything in metaverses. I know there are some stats available, but I'm a technical director, I'm a CDO, so I'm in no position to address your question. Are there any ratings for metaverses? Yes, of course. Dating. It's about dating, not ratings. Sorry, yes. People date in metaverses, and some people even get married there. Some time ago, a wedding party was held in one of those metaverses. You can enter your own space. You can go there. You can make acquaintances. For example, you can date a girl there. Yeah, that's a big-time question. Well, that's it. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, don't hesitate.